G'day everyone, Jason here with a review of the new Popeye Classics figures from Boss Fight Studios. So we have Castor Oil, and he comes with Bernie the Wiffle Hen, or Bernice the Wiffle Hen, and Eugene the Jeep. He also comes with Popeye, so Popeye is just by himself. We also have Olive Oil, and she comes with Sweet Pea, and then we have Bluto. So this is their packets. So we'll grab Popeye out. So box with the classic art on the side. The figures in the line here on the back shows the accessories. Popeye, a little bit of a page from Popeye's journal. Love the artwork there, the sketch artwork. So that's Popeye. And then Castor Oil. Again, his accessories. There's Bernice, there's Eugene the Jeep, and then a little spiel, a page from the journal. Okay, and then we have Olive Oil, so around the back, page from the journal. Some great original artwork there. Picture of her and Sweet Pea. And then her accessories, alternate heads for both of them by the looks. And then Bluto, and he has got some weight to him. And then page from the journal, bit of artwork, different options there, and then the figure in all its glory. And this one is massive. It is way heavier than all of the figures, probably all three figures combined. So let's open these up and take a look at them out of the packet. Okay, so first up we have Castor Oil. So he comes with the Wiffle Hen. So it is just a single molded. I don't think there's any movement. The head doesn't move. Oh, yeah, no, it does. Sorry, it does turn. But that's about it. The wings are fixed. But it's just a little sort of throw-in character. And then Eugene the Jeep. I was probably getting the set more for him than for Castor, but has a ball joint in the head, so it can look up, look down a little bit, turn around, and then the arms will go up and down, but it's all sort of set in a little sort of portrait. We've got the dots on the back, we've got the tail, and we've got the little bow tie around the neck. So that's Eugene the Jeep, which of course the vehicle was named after. This came first. And then we have Castor. So I'll take his hat off. He's got a number of hats to have a look at. So the figure, in the style of the cartoon, so it does have some of the sort of character lines on there, but the head is on a ball joint, can look up a little bit, look down a little bit of bobble, but mostly just turning around. I love this little body. The feet are sort of bent up, but it gets really good movement, so you can move forward, move back. There's a little bend at the knee, not much, but you can get him into sort of poses because of the way that his feet are sort of bent at the front. His arms go up. He does have a elbow joint. We've just got to figure out which direction it is. There it is. And so yes, you can bend a little bit at the elbows. This is a rubber overlay. He does have an actual little bobble in the center, so he can turn around, he can bend a little forward, a little back. Not incredible, but it's because he's got a small body. But he does stand really well. And he's got a pointing hand, and he's got a sort of a holding hand or a grasping hand. But what I really love is with his caps, so he has this, it's magnetic. So it sticks on, and basically, and you can sort of move it around. Well, the magnet sometimes moves it around. Ooh, we've got some action in the background. So you just got to find the sweet spot for it to sit, but it sort of sits there in a jaunty sort of pose. And then I'm not sure if these hats are magnetic as well. Yes, they are. So he's got a flat cap in a sort of a dark grey, and then he has the same again in blue. So that is Olive's brother, Castor Oil. Oh, Eugene. Okay, next up is Bluto. So he comes with 2 fists in those big chunky hands. He has 2 sort of open gesturing hands, slapping hands, whatever you want to call them. Look really nice, like they're big, chunky, just like the cartoon and the comic. And then we have the very distinctive, again, you know, reminiscent of the original designs of the characters. So again, he has a magnetic hat, so that does come off. So I'll just take that off, but it just sits on there pretty well. And then his head goes a little bit up, a little bit down. He's got some amazing work on the hair, the texture in there, and the beard, the face. It's just perfect. That big grin, the evil sort of eyes. So he's got a little bit of bobble up and down, not too much. He can sort of go a bit side to side. He's got a bit more because he's got more room around the back of his neck. He's got the big chest. So what have we got in the center here? We got just a swivel. There's a little bit of rocker back and forward, but not much. His arms go up. They go up fairly high, actually. Down, and then he has a deeper cut, so you can get it sort of halfway, but he has those distinctive Popeye elbows, the steroid-looking elbows sticking out at the back. So as I said, he turns at the waist. Legs, again, very iconic with the big bell bottoms and the skinnier tops. So he has a fair range of movement there. On that ball joint, can move all the way around, can go almost all the way out to the side. He has a very shallow knee cut, and that's just because of the mold, like the size of the legs. It's difficult, but I like it because it's comic accurate. So, and again, they all have the upturned boots because that was similar. And you'll see here, you can probably see it a bit better on, he has a rocker. So it can move forward and move back, but it's limited by the bell bottoms. And then it can rock to the side. And he can, because of that pose, you can get him sort of walking really well, surprisingly well. He stands even with that small bend in the knees. So he is a hefty figure. Like, he has some weight to him. The paint is very basic, but again, it's reminiscent of the original designs. He does have a sort of, this feels like a bit of a rubber torso around the top. It's a little bit loose. But yeah, he does articulate very well. The paint is very simple. The face, though, is so expressive of the actual original cartoons and comics. And his hands, I'm assuming, will just pop out. We can pop in the open hand, so we can say, hey. And then the ones that I think most of these characters at least will be having on will be the fist. So no sort of no rocking on the hands, they just twist in place. But ultimately, he is a hefty character. We can get him to stand up there, and then we can just stick his little hat on. There is Bluto. Next up is Olive Oil and Sweet Pea. So Olive is tall and skinny, so her head is on a ball. She has a lot of range of movement, only because of the shape of her head. It certainly allows a lot of tilt left and right. So this is her sort of smiling face, a little bit of a smirk there. She's got the painted earrings on the back. She's got the little ponytail, and then she's got the collar around the shirt. So her arm does go out, very skinny. She gets a middle 90-degree bend, and she comes with multiple hands. She has a ball joint at the waist, which seems to go over, and this is a cloth dress, which is pretty amazing. So I didn't, yeah. So basically she does have skinny little legs underneath, and she has 90 degrees. Oh wow, that is amazing. And then she has the big giant boots on, and she actually has toe articulation, unlike the others that have a molded toe. She has toe articulation there, but because of the size of her feet, she stands so well, even for such a skinny sort of character. So that is Olive, and she comes with an angry face. So she's got a bit of a scowl, eyebrows down, not too happy, and she comes with fists, and she comes with open palm gesturing hands. There's a little bit of paint fleck that came off on her shoulder there, but otherwise it's not too bad. Like all the paintwork, as I said, it is a very basic color palette, but that's because it's based on a comic, and it was a very basic comic in the day. So we'll just take Sweet Pea's hat off. So Sweet Pea, again, same as Olive, has a lot of movement in the head because of that, the shape of the head. So he can turn left and right, move up and down. Arms go up and down, but they're in a set pose, and obviously you never see Sweet Pea's feet. So just in the little baby cloth, sits on the ground really well. And so that's the happy smile. Now this is the little sailor hat. Now the only thing I've found is if you put it on, the magnet, wherever it's positioned, it should sort of sit up like that, but it's very easy for it to, shoot down like that. So the magnet keeps bringing it forward over his eyes, which I don't think was how he used to sort of sit up like this in the comic, but you can get it there, but you just see that magnet brings it back eventually. So it's a little disappointing. It might be just this head, I don't know. Well, let's try the other head. So the other head is a angry head. So everyone in Popeye used to get angry, and everything was resolved with their fists, which was just the whole idea of this. And then we put this little angry head. Let's see what happens. No, so it still comes forward as well. So it must just be the positioning of the magnet that you can sort of get it in the spot, but as soon as you sort of shake it around, it just pops over his eyes. But I would call this like a De Niro Cape Fear style hat. He looks a bit like De Niro there with the eye. Evening, counselor. So anyway, that is Sweet Pea and Olive Oil. And last by no means least is Popeye. So Popeye, I'll take his hat off, but again, similar to the others, has a magnet in there. His actually sits really well because of the hair. I think it holds it in place. It doesn't sort of shift around. He has his little patch of red hair and the little bit sticking out the front. He has a pipe which does pop out. Wow, okay. So you can have him with or without the pipe. That goes in. So you can have it turned around the other way so he can like blow out of it and rocket through the sky, like the old cartoon and the comics. He has a very cool sort of line work on the face, very iconic. This is old school Popeye, which is the one that I love. I used to get a book out from the local library, which was an art book of Popeye, had all the old characters, Sea Hag and everything like that, and Pappy, and used to practice drawing him all the time. So big fan of Popeye, so I'm really loving this. Now, he gets some amazing movement on the head, so he can look right up. So you can do a big sort of punch with Bluto giving him an uppercut. He looks all the way down. Well, he looks really down. Like, he can look down at Sweet Pea, so that's excellent. His head tilts. Oh, he's got some amazing movement. Again, because of the shape of the head, it makes it really easy to sort of do that. So he's got the collar is in a sort of more rubber piece. His arms, they're a little bit stiff, but they go all the way up and then some. He has lovely anchor tattoos on the arms. He has the iconic elbows, and he has the joint. So he still gets a 90-degree bend in the arms with those massive forearms. Looks amazing. And so then twist at the waist, little bit of rocker movement forward and back, but he can, you can get him into some good poses. The legs all the way forward, all the way back, fair way back, out to the side, very impressive. Good bend there. Again, he has the slight bend in the foot, so you can get him into running, walking poses quite easily, even though the legs are limited because of the size. And he does have a rocker. It's very stiff, but there is a rocker there in the shoes as well. And then basically yeah, his movement is pretty good. He has interchangeable hands. We'll just get him to stand up here. So he has fists, and he has open palms, and he has gripping hands, and the gripping hand is for the spinach, which looks pretty amazing. The little crushed can of spinach coming out of the top. All we needed was like a little a pipe that actually came with a little dab of spinach going into it. Would have been really nice. So this should just, oh, look at that, perfect. So it fits in there. That's just, you know, that's of any accessory you would need with Popeye, it's the crushed spinach can, I think. So we put his little hat back on, and then we have an alternate face, which is a sort of more grim expression. Again, comes with its own pipe, removable. That's amazing. So you get two of those, I guess, in case you lose one. But yeah, we have an alternate version of Popeye's face, and that is our Sailor Man. So just to give you an idea of scale, you can see that all the characters sort of scaling really well with each other. So Sweet Pea is about the size you would expect, Popeye's about the size, Olive Oil's taller than him, which is normal, Castor Oil is supposed to be a short little fella, and Bluto is just huge, so by comparison. So let's have a closer final look at them all together. So Boss Fight is really knocking it out of the park with these figures. They are like comic book accurate. It is amazing. The colours are great. The articulation is perfect for what you need. You can get them in some good fighting poses. Yeah, I just really love it, and this has convinced me that I'm definitely have to get the second wave with Pappy, Sea Hag, and then Popeye in his white sailor suit. And I can't remember who the fourth character is. Oh, Wimpy, which of course is a must-have. So in the words of Popeye, I am what I am, and that's all I am, and I am a toy collector. So thank you very much, Boss Fight Studios.